Urban poverty, what exactly is that? Imagine living in Kuala Lumpur where there are numerous opportunities for a decent apartment, job opportunities and high income, but aren't they still poor people? What is the cause of this? So I'll use an illustration to paint a picture of urban poverty. Assume Ali and his family have lived in KL for 2 years and he works as a senior accountant with an 4,500 salary while his wife is a devout housewife. Ali made a decision to purchase a cake for his daughter's birthday. He went to the bakery and inquired about the price. Ali was too stunned to speak after hearing the regular price of a chocolate cake because he couldn't afford it. His income is considered substantial, but he simply could not afford it because it is insufficient to cover his monthly bills, expenses, and commitments, resulting in no savings at all. I guess not everything is as it appears. He couldn't live in a city unless he had a job and a high income, so urban poverty will exist. Assalamualaikum Dr. Izyani and everyone else. I am Amirul. So before we go any further, let's define urban poverty. The term urban poverty has no official definition. However, according to dictionary.com, urban refers to something that is related to, located in, or a characteristic of a city. Meanwhile, according to Chen 2020, poverty is defined as a state or condition in which a person or a community lacks the financial resources and necessity for a basic standard of living. Poverty also can be seen as a situation in which one's earnings from work are insufficient to meet basic human needs. The issue of urban poverty first drew the attention of the country's economists when more people living in cities found it difficult to cope with the factors that contribute to urban poverty and keep them from living a comfortable life. In this video, we focus on 3 issues/factors that contribute to urban poverty. The first issue is that graduates earn abysmal income. Historically, Scheme Latihan Satu Malaysia or SLIM was first introduced in 2011 to help improve graduate employability. However, as stated by Anwar 2019, it had flaws in its implementation because most trainees in the initiative were not taught nearly enough to meet the skills required in real-life work. Second, there is the issue of urbanization, which causes unemployment. According to EPU 2009, the 5-year Malaysian plans effectively eradicated poverty in 1970, reducing it from 35.5% to 8.5% by allocating large sums of money to education, health and agricultural irrigation projects. However, urban poverty appears to exist and has received significant attention up to this point. Finally, the high cost of living that occurs in a city. BRIM 1.0 and BRIM 2.0 were introduced as a cash subsidy mechanism to assist those in need. However, this initiative is deemed ineffective due to poor communication with the general public and a lack of funds to meet daily needs, according to Shin FLC 2013. In Malaysia, there are no official statistics on urban poverty too. However, data on poor households and absolute poverty provided by the Department of Statistics Malaysia 2021 can be used as a guide. Poverty may be increasing as a result of the COVID-19 virus outbreak, which has caused households to lose their jobs and monthly income based on FMT 2021. First issue we want to highlight is the abysmal income level of graduates. If the same amount of income is retained and stay over a long period of time, it leads to poverty because it is irrelevant for people to live up to current economic standards. According to data compiled by Malay Mail and stated by Iymani IL 2021, a minimum of 10% of fresh graduates with degrees earned between 1,001 and 1,500 over the last 10 years. This issue may arise as a result of graduates lacking the necessary skills for the job and a decrease in the number of high-paying jobs available. The Malaysian government recently launched an initiative to address the issue of low income among graduates. The Protege program was launched in 2019 as a replacement for the previous failed initiative known as SLIM. It aims to enhance entrepreneurial and professional skills to add value to the national economy through job opportunities or entrepreneurship. The effectiveness ignites when more trainees are likely to be promoted to a higher corporate position based on the skills they learn from the program, resulting in a higher income.
The next issue is urbanization, which causes unemployment. Over the last few hundred years, the world's population has increased dramatically, and our economies have gotten more industrialized, resulting in a major increase in the number of people moving to cities. This is known as the definition of urbanization. In Malaysia, urbanization increased rapidly, especially during the last 2 decades, whereby the rate of urbanization has increased from 54.3% to 65.4% between 1991 and 2000, and still expected to increase. And what will happen if there is big growth in urban population without adequate infrastructure, job opportunities, or the land? Well, it will increase probabilities to create various problems, including high cost of living, social problem, increasing urban economics, and unemployment that can lead into urban poverty. This data shows the unemployment rate in Malaysia. So, what is step taken by Malaysia government? The government released National Urbanization Policy to create a visionary city with a peaceful community and living environment through sustainable urban development. Along with the 11 Malaysia Plan, the government target to raise the income and wealth of B40 households, address the increasing cost of living, and strengthen delivery mechanism. If we look back to 10 Malaysia Plan 2011 until 2015, it is successfully raised monthly income of B40 households and increased job opportunities for urban dwellers. Have you ever wondered the difference between Malaysia and other countries in eradicates poverty? Here we compare Malaysia to other ASEAN countries, Thailand and Indonesia. Because they all share similar historical background of urban poverty and economic problems. We can observe from this graph that these three nations had a greater national poverty rate in 2000, starting with Thailand, Indonesia, and then Malaysia, and gradually reducing until 2018, with the exception of Malaysia, which rose again in 2015. Malaysia's poverty reduction program have historically prioritized efforts to increase income-generating opportunities. Policies and plans are one thing, but putting them into action effectively necessitates a significant amount of human and financial resources. These are the government programs that have helped Malaysia reduce poverty, such as Prima, Karisma, Ekasi, Akhiri Zaman Miskin, Velda, Pemandu, and others. In order to achieve a prosperous democratic, the government has been implementing poverty reduction efforts through various programs in an effort to meet citizens' basic needs, boost the socio-economic welfare of the poor, strengthen socio-economic societies, and encourage the growth of disadvantaged communities. Efforts to relieve poverty would have been difficult if stakeholders had not backed them up, and then 4 primary initiatives were developed to support the complete acceleration of poverty reduction in Indonesia. In Thailand, this program provides the urban poor through their own resource base to meet their necessities, as well as possibilities for low-income households to slowly increase their capabilities. Governments, NGOs, donors, credit unions, non-banking financial intermediaries, and commercial banks are among the institutions that provide microfinance and credit services.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mahendra Faiz Zamzam. This time I will talk about the third issue in this project. The third issue for this project is high cost of living. Cost of living is the amount of money that needs to be spent to meet the needs of daily life. With the high cost of living that must be spent and not proportional to the income received by the household each month, the urban poverty rate will be highest. According to New Straits Times, currently the Malaysia government is running the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia program to provide assistance to the community. Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia is a subsidy mechanism that provides direct cash assistance to poor people who have a below average monthly household income. Cash assistance provided by the government will be given according to the monthly household income that each household gets. For example, households that have 3 or more children and have an income of less than 2,500 ringgit a month will receive assistance of 2,000 ringgit from the government. Assistance will be paid 4 times a year. The government allocated an aid of 8.2 billion ringgit, which was distributed to 9.6 million recipients. The assistance can be considered effective for helping the community, because according to the New Straits Times, the assistance provided has received a positive reaction from the community, who considered this assistance to be used as a financial cushion to face difficult times like today.
According to Islam, poverty is a serious problem that must receive serious attention. Islam also prohibits any behavior that causes poverty, such as not helping the poor, as explained in Surah Al-Mudaththir, verse 42 to 47, which says that one of the things that can bring people to hell is when they don't feed the poor. So that we as Muslims who obey Allah must play an active role in fighting the problem of poverty that's around us. by starting from small things such as feeding the poor, the underprivileged, and others.